Yeah, my name's Sinead. I'm a full-time MMA fighter, and then I work as a personal trainer and nutritionist as well.
When did you first decide to start doing MMA and why?
I started martial arts or kickboxing when I was 4. My dad threw me into every sport possible. Eventually decided to continue with martial arts, and it was about 3 years ago that I changed from kickboxing to MMA. And then that's when I moved to Dublin and joined John Kavanagh's gym.
As a woman in pretty much a man's world, do you get much discrimination?
Yes and no. Like, yeah, there's not a lot of girls. It is a male-dominated sport. There's like 6 or 7 girls that I train with, but it is getting bigger as we go along. Discrimination, not too much, but you would get people saying, judging. You get a lot of judgment. You wouldn't get too much, more judgment than anything.
If a young girl was watching this now and was looking to get into it, what advice would you have? For her?
Just do it. A lot of people contemplate and procrastinate about, I'd love to do it, but it's a male sport. Do you know what I mean? There's lots more women going into the sport now, and it's great for self-defense, whether you want to fight or not. I'd advise any young girl, woman to do it for self-defense as well, just to keep yourself safe.
And you mentioned earlier that you're training FBG with John Kavanagh.
Yeah.
Now, training there on a day-to-day with all the big names, obviously, I know Dave Roach is there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Does it get intimidating at times, when you're walking and you're seeing this fighter, that fighter, does it get intimidating, or are you just calm as...
It's funny, the first day I walked in and I seen every Bellator fighter, and I was like, walked back out again. And I was like, I have to compose and walk back. Now it's not too bad because I know them, they know me on a first, we're a team, do you know what I mean? So now it's not too bad, but you still get a little bit when you see McGregor or any of them, you're a bit like, oh God, but no, not as bad as it was.
You mentioned earlier about self-defense. Do you think, with everything going on in the world today, do you think it's important, especially for women, to get involved in other mixed martial arts or boxing, just as a self-defense?
Yeah, 100%. I'd advise any woman to get into a ladies' self-defense class, if there is one. If not, I'd get into martial arts. And just because it's martial arts, you don't have to fight or do what I do, go and, actually get in a cage. You can just do it for self-defense. Yeah, I'd advise it for any lady, yeah.
There's so many people that suffer with, obviously you're a personal trainer, I'm a personal trainer as well, and I think for me and you, I don't know about you, but I always notice very quickly that the people that I'm training, it's usually mentally than physically.
Yeah, 100%.
So, regarding nutrition, how important do you think it is when it comes to nutrition and when it comes to good nutrition and exercising to help you with anxiety or depression or mental health?
I say that it helps a lot, do you know what I mean? When I feel down or if I feel like I'm having a bad day and I go to the gym, you come out feeling 10 times better. Good nutrition, well, obviously you're fueling your body, do you know what I mean? It helps you move and do your stuff whether you're feeling down or not. Yeah, it even makes you think better. It's all attached, it's all connected,
What's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret? That's actually a good one. I don't think I have any regrets. Maybe because I'm young, I'm only 21, maybe I've very much all of my life always just taken the risk of doing what I have to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I took a risk coming to Dublin. I didn't know if it was going to work out or not. And since then, I've kind of just gone with whatever is thrown in my direction. Do you know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know really, maybe not listening to my parents enough. Do you know, I kind of got to the age of like 19, 20, I was like, I live by myself now, I have my own, that kind of, maybe if I had listened more, I wouldn't have made the mistakes I did make. Me, my first MMA fight is a good example. I lost my first MMA fight. I got submitted in the first round. I was devastated. I swear to God, I felt like someone had died. And that was the instance where I was like, right, I failed and I have to learn how to deal with this, because it's going to be failure throughout your life, through MMA or in life. I kind of had to. I got a mental coach, kind of dealt with it that way. Now, when I lose or if something bad happens, it's more the way you react to things than the actual problem, so now I react to things in a better, more controlled way,
And what do you think is more important, consistency, motivation, or discipline?
Discipline. Discipline and consistency are kind of on the same for me. Motivation won't always be there. Yeah, I don't get up in the morning and say, right, I'm going to get up at 4:30, I'm buzzing to get up at 4:30. I'm not. I don't want to get up at 4:30. But I do, because I know my clients need me to get up at that time. Yeah, I told them I'd be there. That's discipline. Yeah. I could decide, right, I'm going to stay in bed, but you don't. So definitely discipline and consistency.
Knowing what you know now, if you had to go back, if you had a chance to go back and speak to your 10-year-old self, what would you say to her?
Listen to your parents. I would listen to your parents more. They know more than you. And just take life how it comes, step by step.
Yeah.
You know, to every problem there's a solution. You don't need to react badly to a problem all the time.
What are you grateful for?
My family. That's probably the most thing I'm grateful for is my family. I wouldn't be where I am today if I wasn't close with them. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for
No worries.
7 questions with Mike.
No worries.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
That's it.
That was grand.
It's that quick.
Yeah, it's grand.